Aquarius horoscope for February 2020. Welcome, dear friends. This is your monthly prediction if your sun or rising sign is in Aquarius. We are going to talk about some important events like Mercury, which goes retrograde in Pisces. Obviously, that's something we are always interested to understand better. And also, we are going to talk about what we can do to take advantage of this period because the month can be quite interesting and different from the previous months. We have lots of spiritually related aspects and energies. As we said, first of all, Mercury, which goes retro in Pisces, but also there is a new moon in Pisces. We have an amazing aspect between Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces. All of that will add a lot of spiritually sensitive, creative energy. And this is a great time for self-reflection, for healing, for spiritual growth, for reconnecting with your inner self, and overall detaching a little bit from the outer material world. So we are going to talk about all of that plus the other major events. Mars and Venus are also changing signs. So there are lots of energy shifts during the month. And let's begin with the first event, which happens on the 2nd of February. Venus in your second house will have a positive aspect with Pluto in 12th house. This is a great aspect for finances. Finding some resources or receiving money, and also making some nice purchases that you would enjoy. This aspect may also allow you to have a different type of emotional understanding, a deeper emotional connection, and why not also some spiritual work and working on some past issues. On the 3rd of February, the situation is very similar. Again, Venus in second house, but this time with Saturn in Capricorn. The aspect is also very helpful for finances, for organizing things materially, and putting some kind of structure when it comes to your money and your resources. The aspect can also make you more disciplined and organized as well. The other event on the 3rd is the ingression of Mercury in Pisces in your second house. This is important because later during the month, Mercury will be retrograde there. And this is just the preparation phase, which shifts the focus more into finances and money. The first couple of weeks, the first 2 weeks of February, can be quite productive to find solutions related to money and resources, to have some new ideas when it comes to earning money, and overall to plan certain things which are focused on material results. Then on the 5th of February, Mercury in second house has a positive aspect with Uranus in your 4th house. Great aspect also for some new ideas when it comes to finances and money and resources or investments. It could be related to family stuff, home stuff, and properties as well. Buying something for your home, investing money in something related to properties, and generally having some original, exciting ideas that you can apply in reality. You can turn them into something material. After that, on the 7th of February, Venus is ingressing your 3rd house. Venus in 3rd house may help you to harmonize your communication, the way you connect to people. It's a great transit for spending more time with friends or enjoying their company, and also enjoying traveling and trips. Then on the 9th of February, there is an important full moon which triggers your 7th and 1st house. This is a time when you need to solve certain situations related to relationships, how you present yourself, how you communicate with other people, especially the closest ones around you, your life partner, your closest friends. If you have clients, then it affects your clients as well. And this could be a time when you can see the visible results of something you have worked on specifically in regards to those areas. But also it can be a time to let go things you no longer need, relationships, communication stuff, or habits or patterns. You can separate with them if they are no longer helpful. So focus on your partner's needs and what can you change in regards to this area. If you're single, this can also be a very productive time to find the answers, what might be blocked or what can be wrong, what you should do, what you need to release, so that eventually this area of your life will bring you satisfaction and fulfillment. Then we get to one of the most important days during the whole month. On the 16th of February, Mercury turns retrograde in your second house and will be retrograde there for the next 3 weeks. Important transit when it comes to all kinds of material stuff and finances. Definitely avoid the important purchases, buying something significant, taking important financial decisions and investments. Those things should be avoided as much as you can. Of course, it doesn't mean that life will stop and you cannot go to the supermarket and buy, I don't know, bread and cheese or whatever. Of course, these are normal stuff. We talk about some significant purchases like buying a computer, buying a car, buying a property. Those are the things that should be avoided. Sometimes even smaller things might be kind of, not what you have expected. For example, I remember buying shoes while Mercury was retrograde. Later, I realized that they are not comfortable at all. So honestly, I didn't wear them. So it's not like a huge purchase, a pair of shoes, but it turned out to be not a good investment. So that's something you can live with, buying the wrong type of shoes, but investing your money into something which is not appropriate, or buying the wrong car or whatever, this could be kind of important. So try to avoid those type of really significant purchases. And also what you can do is to go back and reconsider some previous ideas you might have had when it comes to money and finances. You can restart some activities related to earning money. And also you can change the patterns in this area. Maybe you can go deeper into some self-exploration to see if you have some money blockages or some kind of blind spots when it comes to this area. This Mercury retro position in Pisces is very spiritual and great for healing. So another way to use it is to focus on your health, especially when it comes to energy balance. You can go deeper to understand, to explore and heal the blockages you might be having. The other important event on the 16th is the ingression of Mars in your 12th house. It's a transit which requires from you to slow down a little bit, to focus on completing things you have done in the past, which, by the way, is also very appropriate during Mercury retrograde. So focus on those past projects. Is there something which is important and which you need to complete? Do it now. It's a very productive time. With Mars in 12th house, you may also work intensely on some spiritual practices and something which eventually can bring you more inner peace and balance, but you have to be proactive here. Then we get to the 18th of February, the day when the Sun will ingress your second house. It puts more focus on financial stuff, on material stuff, and also it requires from you to be more focused on material things, to complete the things that you start and to put them into a material form, into something measurable and visible. The Sun will stay there for the next 1 month, so you have 1 month to focus on those material things, practical stuff, to be grounded. Of course, Mercury is retrograde, so no major projects should be started, at least for the first couple of weeks. But you can still fix something, you can still concentrate on this area. You can focus on healing and self-exploration, specifically of how you connect to material things and money. Then we get to my personal favorite aspect for the month. On the 20th of February, Jupiter in 12th house will have a sextile with Neptune in your 2nd house. Amazing combination for healing, for transformation, for deeper understanding, receiving internal guidance, or you may call it the help of the universe, whatever you want to call it. It can guide you of the right direction, what you should do, what you should heal. It's very, very positive. Eventually, this may also bring you some positive results materially and financially. So it's kind of a strange combination specifically for you. From one side, it's very spiritual, it's very healing, but eventually it may also bring you some practical, concrete material results. So use this energy. It's very calming, it's very healing. And on the 21st of February, another positive aspect between Mars in your 12th house and Uranus in your 4th house. Wonderful time to take some actions related to your home, to your family, to make some changes, to be excited about doing something. And probably those would be some things you do independently or privately without other people seeing that so much. It's personally important for you. The aspect is also great for some kind of spiritual practice, going to a retreat, or any type of spiritually aligned action that brings you more internal freedom and deeper personal understanding. Then on the 22nd of February, Uranus in 4th house in a positive aspect with the Sun in your 2nd house. Great aspect also for financial stuff, materially, practically doing something. It could be very exciting, it can be different. And when it comes to home, family stuff as well, you can be more creative, you can do something different, you can spend some interesting time with your family members. And on the 23rd of February, a challenging aspect between Venus in your 3rd house and Jupiter in your 12th house. There could be some kind of misunderstanding in communication with people, with friends, misalignment of your goals, or potentially some kind of frustration when it comes to traveling and trips. This aspect requires change of plans, different focus, different tasks, and finding what your true desires are. They could be different or in misalignment with others, and that's okay. You should focus more on making the needed changes. The other significant event is the new moon in your 2nd house in Pisces, which puts the new period, the new phase when it comes to material results, energy, balance, and money. Again, let me remind you that we have Mercury retrograde there. So brand new projects should not be started in the first couple of weeks after the new moon, but restarting old projects or just taking the decision that it's time for a change, that it's time for some self-exploration or healing or defining some new goals when it comes to material results, success, money. Of course, that's something you should definitely do. And on the 24th of February, positive aspect between the Sun in your 2nd house and Mars in your 12th house. Taking action, being encouraged and inspired and brave. This may happen like, it's coming from within. It's like suddenly you want to do something, you want to materialize your ideas or this guidance and inspiration you might be receiving. And this, as we said, can bring the practical results. You can do it independently. You can be brave and energetic and inspired to achieve those visible results. Financially, the aspect can also bring lots of dynamic and some interesting changes. Then on the 25th of February, Mercury retrograde with the sun in your second house. Great combination to explore even more and go even deeper when it comes to your motivation, your patterns of energy, how you spend your energy, how you balance your health, and of course, money. You might get some important insights. You might understand better what's going on, where the blockages might be coming from, how you can heal yourself, your body, eventually how you can have more material stability. So I would highly recommend you to trust your intuition. Spend some time on meditation or whatever spiritual practice you like, and just listen. Slow down and listen. Don't push yourself too much, but instead try to relax and to listen to this inner wisdom and guidance which you can receive. You might get some very important insights about some pretty practical stuff in your life, like health, energy, and money. Then on the 26th, Mercury retrograde in your second house with Mars in your 12th house in a positive connection. This aspect can bring some ideas and lots of inspiration from the past, which you can apply into something practical and concrete. Money-wise, when it comes to practical things, when it comes to health, you may have different type of ideas, and you may want to take action and make the changes or plan something or make a research, and that's all very, very constructive. And the last day, on the 28th of February, we have two major events. The first one, challenging aspect between Venus in your third house and Pluto in your 12th house. You have to be extra careful for possible confrontations, especially with women in communication, socializing on social media. You may find yourself provoked by other people. There could be some kind of secrets which can be revealed. So this aspect requires more attention. And while traveling, there could be some kind of stress if you're planning trips or traveling. But the other aspect is very positive one between Mercury retro in second house and Uranus in your fourth house. Ideas which you might have forgotten, which can come back to you now. You can reconsider them, you can change something, you can be excited about fixing something, which can include family members as well, or doing something for your personal life or the things which are personally important for you. And those were actually the most important events during February. As you can see, the month is very interesting, and it's all about spirituality, self-connection, healing, detaching a little bit from the outer world. But in your case, there may also be some practical results which you can see. The sun is in first house during the first half of the month, then in your second house. So it's time also to take some steps to focus on the practical side of your life and maybe find this interesting sweet spot between the spiritual, the internal life, and also the material and practical life. Very exciting, really. So please let me know in the comments, are you also excited about this Jupiter-Neptune connection? What do you expect of it? And keep us posted in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.